We went to my pediatrician first, and she came in and she says, "This is how it's gonna go. I called the hospital. We're pretty sure you have type 1 diabetes, so go home and pack because you'll probably be there for a couple days." I'm Siena Branch. 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at Monmouth Medical Center.
We were running to the hospital, I'm thinking for a diagnosis, but really because she could be an organ failure. She could be dying. And I didn't know. And, oh geez, I just started to cry. It was really, really stressful. It was very stressful. And then I had to keep myself together because I don't want to cry like I'm crying now, because I don't want to scare her.
When she came in, her glucose was dangerously high. It was over 500, close to 600 actually. And she was in a state called ketoacidosis, which could be potentially life-threatening.
Kind of felt like my world was crashing down around me because I was 12 years old and I was also in my head saying, and out loud, why me? Like, why is this happening?
So Siena has daily intensive insulin management. She requires lifelong insulin therapy.
I have a Dexcom, which is a continuous glucose monitor, which goes to my phone. So I constantly have my blood sugar readings at all times of the day.
The continuous glucose monitor will regulate her glucose throughout the day to give her trends of high glucose numbers, low glucose numbers.
I base my insulin off of that, and I give myself insulin through my tandem insulin pump. That's a wired pump, so it's attached to me. And I just give insulin according to my blood sugar and what I'm gonna eat. And I do that continuously throughout the day, as well as correct for blood sugars if I'm too high.
Siena manages her diabetes very well. She is an inspiration to many. She's a diabetes advocate.
I could let it hold me back and use it as a crutch and an excuse, or I could use it as something to motivate. Recently, I joined the Miss America Outstanding Teen program, and through that we have something called a social impact, and I chose diabetes. So I started my own organization called Team Diabetes, and that helps build a community for type 1 diabetics. And I've also partnered with statewide organizations like Camp Najeta, which is a sleepaway camp for type 1 diabetes, as well as worldwide organizations like the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
There is no break from type 1 diabetes. There's absolutely no break. And it weighs on my daughter, and it weighs on us as a family. And so having consistent people with great knowledge always be that phone call for you, it takes some of the stress out of a very stressful situation.
Dr. Barrows has really guided me through my whole diagnosis and helped me better manage my diabetes and be able to do the things I enjoy.
Every time I go to Monmouth Medical, I'm always so impressed. The care is amazing, the staff is so kind, and I just appreciate knowing that I've got such a high quality hospital, especially now that my daughter is type 1 diabetic.